So you're struggling with that dreaded 60, 70, 80 yard chip pitch shot, right? You don't know how to hit it. Either you hit it 100 yards or you chunk it or you thin it. You don't know how to hit this type of shot. In this video, we're gonna discuss exactly how to hit that shot in a couple easy steps. Here we go. So number one is having good wedge gappings, okay? We're gonna focus on good wedge gappings here. Right now I have a 54 degree in my hand. Okay, when you're trying to hit different distances in your overall swing, I really want you to focus on different parts where you take it back and then you go through. Okay, you can also choke up and choke down to control distances as well. I've experimented with that as well, and it really does help. Okay, what I want you to focus on is a couple of things here. Number one, if you want to keep it nice and simple, let's talk about three. Okay, waist to waist. Okay, I want you to think waist. It might go a little higher or it might go a little lower, but as long as you have that feeling of waist in your mind, then it'll be good. So here, waist to waist. Okay, boom. That is my 30-yard shot. Okay, my waist to waist is my 30-yard shot. It'll roll out a little bit more too because I'm using a 54, but again, waist to waist, and that's my 30-yard shot. Quite consistent as well. Okay, so I use three metrics: waist to waist, hip to hip, and then shoulders to shoulders. Okay, so now it's gonna be hip to hip. So I want my hands to stop right here at my hip and then go through hip to hip. Okay, chop down on that. Didn't come out how I loved it, but it's a consistent shot that I play. Right, you're not gonna hit every shot well, but most shots. Right, hip to hip, boom. That is my 60-yard shot around. Okay, 50 to 60 yards depending on the club and depending on the day, but I always check with a launch monitor, and you can too if you go to the simulator and you try these shots out. Go to the simulator and actually try them so you can see what your distances actually are. Now lastly, the third one I would use would be shoulder to shoulder. Right here, shoulder, and then here, shoulder. Okay, right when your shoulder touches your chin, and you can come down and through. Okay, something that looks like this. Right, shoulder to shoulder, boom. That's around my 90 to 95 yard shot. Okay, and then my full swing with this, I never actually swing full. I'll swing just a little more with my shoulders, a little further than touching my shoulders, and that's my 100 to 105 yard shot. All right, a little bit faster, a little bit harder, and that is my 100 to 105 yard shot. Okay, so those are gappings with my 54 degree. Now, you can do the exact same thing with your 58 or 60 degree or 56 degree, or whether it's your 50 degree, your pitching wedge. You can do the same thing and implement choking up and choking down on the club, right? So I'm choking super far up on this club, and I'm going hip to hip. Now that's about my 30-yard to 40-yard shot because I choked so far down on it, right? If I go for that same type of shot, but having a normal grip on it, that ball comes out maybe another 15 yards further, right? So you're able to control your distances by choking up and choking down on the golf club. Now again, my shoulders to shoulders with this is a 60 degree I have here, right? Shoulders to shoulders. I know that's my 60-yard shot, okay? I know for a fact that's my 60-yard shot. Sometimes it'll come out a little hot to get to 65, but at the end of the day, if the pin is 58, 59 yards, and we have nothing in the back, it's a front pin, I can always just rely on this 60-yard shot to get me on the green and give me a birdie look, right? Again, it's just very consistent because I know my wedge distancing because of the swing distancing. Okay, if you're also interested in knowing your numbers, I'd recommend going to a launch monitor to see, going to a simulator to again see, test it out, know, okay, is this actually the right number I'm hitting? You can't always know when you go to the range. You're hitting range balls, the distances on the field might be wrong, so make sure you know by going to a simulator, going to a launch monitor, and trying all these out to see what your favorite distance is, and then hitting 5 or 10, seeing how close you can get to that number, and then going from there and knowing. Right, this is my 50 degree. I'm gonna come back to waist, and waist, that is about my 40-yard shot, right? Because I know it runs out a ton. It might land around that 30-yard mark, but because it's a 50 degree, it's gonna run out a ton, right? Now, shoulder to shoulder, okay? Shoulder to shoulder with my 50 degrees, about like 80 yards, okay? And then a full swing with this goes about 115 to 120. All I do is I just go further into my shoulders and then go all the way through. Okay? Something as simple as that will really, really make a difference in your wedge game. And you never want to be able to hit the exact number. Okay, that's something I tell a lot of my students. If you have 70 yards to a pin and you don't have a 70-yard shot in the bag, pick a 60-yard shot, pick an 80-yard shot. You should at least have 20-yard increments in these wedges when you're starting out, so that if it's a front pin, you can play your 60-yard shot. It can take a bounce and run up. Okay, if it's a back pin and it's 60 yards, you can play a 40-yard shot and have it run into the green and through the green. Okay, it all depends on the circumstance. You never want to go long on a back pin, and you never want to be short on a short pin, as it's much harder to make up and down. Okay, lastly, I'm just going to show you guys one more time a full swing with this. It's again just shoulders to shoulders and all the way through. Okay, ball comes out well, I know where it's going, and it's an easy shot to play. Now, if I were to go over this one more time for you guys, wedge gappings are extremely important when you're playing on the course. Knowing your gappings are super important. If you're starting out, I want you to do 3 gappings, okay? Number 1, waist to waist. Number 2, hip to hip, right, where your hands are just at your hip. And then number 3, shoulders, where your shoulder touches your chin, and then through all the way here, okay? Those are 3 wedge gappings that will extremely change the game and change the way you see the game as well. So again, waist to waist, boom. Okay, I know that's around my 40-yard shot, okay? 40 to 50-yard shot. I'm using a 50 degree here, so it's similar to a pitching wedge. Now, hip to hip, okay? Hip to hip, again, super simple, able to stop well as well. Now, lastly, my shoulders to shoulders, I know is going to be around that 90 to 100 yard mark, because I've used a launch monitor before. Okay, 3 different trajectories, 3 different heights. You can use a little bit of forward shaft lean if you want to take the height out of it. But overall, if you're going to a launch monitor, try these wedge gappings out. Try this clock system work, right? It's only 3, and you'll be able to see a real difference in your distance gappings and overall how to control your distances better. If you're also interested, I'm doing personalized coaching one-on-one for you guys. I'm doing free 15-minute golf consultation sessions as well. So check that out in the description or the top comment down below. Now, if you guys like this type of content, click the subscribe link down below here, and my new recent upload is going to be right here. I'll see you guys in the next one.